Okay, we're good to go here. All right, so lately we've been writing. I know Reed, Alexis, and Emma, we've been writing a lot. I remember about our superheroes we wrote about and our things we do over the weekend. Remember doing that?
Mm-hmm.
So every once in a while, when we start writing, we have a really hard time coming up with something. You remember when you had a hard time coming up with something, Reed? You got a topic, but you really had a hard time having something to write about, right? So that's what we're going to work on today. We're going to work on finding ideas for true stories. That's going to be our main topic today. Finding ideas for true stories. We're going to make a list, and we're going to work out some ways and brainstorm so we can teach, okay? You guys have questions? Perfect. All right. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to think of a person who matters to us. We're going to list some small moments about that person, and we're going to choose one, and we're going to write the whole story. So you can use this at any moment, any time when you're writing. So next time your teacher tells you to write about something, okay, you can think of a couple different ideas, list your ideas out, and you can come up with a good story. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to do this first part right here where it says think of a person. Now, who could we write about that is really important to us, who really matters to us?
Maybe like a coach or something?
It could be a coach.
Ooh.
So it would probably be your swim coach.
Jordan, I have a new one.
Okay, so maybe a swim coach. Remember, it's somebody really close. Do we want to write about the postman, or some person at a restaurant, like a waitress? No, because we don't really have good. They don't really connect with us very well. So we want people that's connected with us really well. Who do you think, Ben? That's connected to us. Your family. Give me an example of a family member.
Your sister.
Your sister. I even thought either your sister or your brother.
I don't have any sisters or brothers.
Do you guys have a lot of memories with sisters and brothers if you have them? I have a lot of memories.
2 sisters.
You have 2
I have
sisters?
0
Do you have sisters or brothers?
I have no sisters and I have 2 brothers.
Okay, do you have a lot of memories with them? Same with Emma. Emma, do you have a lot of memories with your brothers and sisters?
You don't have any
I bet
brothers
you
or
do.
sisters?
Okay, who else? Let's focus up here. Who else really matters to you, other than our coaches or brother and sister?
My dog and my cat. And my mom and daddy.
Well, what's this say? Think of a
Person.
person. Now, if it was
My mom
talking
and
about a
daddy.
special pet, then we could definitely use our dogs or cats. But this is a person, okay?
My mom and my dad.
Mom and dad, I think, are really important.
'Cause they're
One more, just as we're talking here.
special.
Who else is really important?
Grandparents.
Grandparents. I would agree with that. So we have people like coaches. We have our brothers and sisters, mom and dad, grandparents. We could even go aunt and uncles or cousins. Okay? But for today, I'm going to have us think about our moms. We all have moms, right? Okay, so we're going to think about a special moment with mom. So this is my special person. And I'm going to think of some ideas and some times in my life, and I wrote those down here, of being with my parents, okay? So if I think mom's my special person, special moments with mom. One of the things I really remember doing with my mom was playing catch in the backyard. I love baseball. You guys like sports? I love baseball. I love playing sports. So one of the things I remember doing was playing catch. Okay? So that is something I could list a lot of memories about playing catch. I remember that. One time I remember we were playing catch, and it was the first time that I threw really hard, and I hurt my mom's hand. Because I threw so hard. But it was when I got older, yeah. So she still reminds me of that to this day. The next time, I remember when my brother and I were messing around, and we accidentally broke a window. So, how do you think my mom responded? Think she was happy, mad, sad? She was mad, to say the least. So I have a good experience here playing catch with my mom, but I also have when we broke a window, and she was not happy at all. So this actually happened twice to us. We broke a living room window, and we broke a window in one of our doors. Now, I will say it was my brother's fault at the time, so it wasn't my fault. Okay. So I could write a good story about that, because that was a neat experience. At the time, it wasn't very happy, but now we laugh about it. Let me think. If I, when I was sick, did your mom take care of you when you're sick? Does your mom do something special for you when you're sick?
She gives me popsicles and ice cream.
Yeah, popsicles and ice cream. I remember my mom would always make sure, have you ever seen a rice bag?
I love
Yep, she'd put it in the microwave, get it really hot, and then she'd tuck us in, she'd put that rice bag there, so it was something I always remembered because it was always comfort. And now even when I get sick, I like to have something warm against my belly or whatever. So that's something we still look at. So being sick. And then my last one, I put 4 down. We're only going to put 3 down in a minute, but I couldn't resist to put this one. We used to ride bikes, and we used to ride clear out to my grandma's. My grandma lived really far away from us, so we'd ride bikes to grandma's. Okay. Now, if you were looking at these ones, which do you think would be the most interesting to write a story about? Ben?
Riding bikes to grandma's.
Riding bikes to grandma's. That is pretty interesting, isn't it? So I'm going to go ahead and choose this. Now, remember how we were trying to find something to write about? So what I did, I thought of a person. So that person was my mom. She matters to me a lot. I list small moments, so memories I had. These are my 4 memories I had from my mom. Okay? Now it says choose one, and I'm going to write my whole story. So if I'm going to choose ride bikes to grandma's, okay, these are some of the things I remember from that. And I'm just going to write little notes. I remember that grandma lived 5 miles away. She lived 5 miles away. And she lived in the country. I also remember that there was always one dog that would always chase us. So I'm going to write that down because that's a significant event. Okay? One dog chased us. Every time we rode there, one dog would always chase us. Now, I don't know if he was mean or not, but I was little, so I wasn't going to stay and find out. I went really fast. Okay? I also remember once we arrived there, my grandma always had us a snack. Like cookies or pie. My grandma made homemade pies. I'd do snacks, or I'd also do, and she also had us a cold drink. My grandma makes really good tea and lemonade, so that's what we used to do. So we'd have snacks and drinks or tea and lemonade. Okay? So now, do I have a pretty good basis of where I can write at?
Yeah.
I have 3 main topics, or main pieces, that I can write my story about. So now I don't have that writer's block that I get. Remember how I told you earlier, sometimes we write and we can't think of something? Okay? So we're going to do this on our own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give each one of you one of these papers. Grab y'all pencils in just a second. If you notice, this paper has the exact same things I have on the board. Okay? Now, when you have like a writer's notebook, are you going to necessarily have this with you? No, we're not. But, is this pretty easy to make? Let's go. Alright. So, what I want you to do real quick, what's the very first part of our finding ideas for story writers? What's it tell you to think of first?
Who matters?
Who matters? So I want you guys to take 30 seconds, and I want you to write somebody who really matters to you. Someone that's very special to you, and you're just going to write it in that first box up top. So go ahead, whoever makes you the happiest, whoever matters to you a lot, and you can be able to write it up.
Can we write 2 persons or just one?
For this exercise, let's just go with one. Because sometimes when we get too much when we're writing, then it's even harder to write because we're not really focused on one area. So if we can just focus on one area, that's better. Now, when we write, could somebody else come into play with that memory? Yes. So that's always okay. You matter. Let's think about somebody else. We want to think of another person. So who else do you like to hang out with? Who do you love to hang out with? Mom, dad, sisters, grandma. Has grandma been dropping you off?
She had a grandma. Her grandma came in the morning and she said.
Oh, did your grandma come in? How about we do grandma? That's a good one. You want to do grandma? Just right beside it so we have it. So Reed, who do you have? You still thinking?
I already have mine.
Okay.
I could still do.
I'll give you guys 10 more seconds here. No, don't worry about that, buddy. Nobody's going to see this. You can just put down mom or dad. It doesn't matter. Okay? We're just brainstorming right now. This is just a way to help you because you know how we get stuck sometimes when we write?
Well, I still do like my mom.
Okay, go do mom then. That's fine. Because you wrote about you and your mom going to the water bowl. Is that right? A couple weeks ago? And remember how it was really hard for you to come up with some things to write about? Well, this is going to help you list some of those things so it's not as hard to write. Okay? All right. Now, everybody put down their person. So, Ben, who'd you put down?
Dad.
Alexis, who'd you put down?
My Coach Jordan.
Okay. Reed?
My dad.
Your dad. And Emma, who'd you put down?
Myself.
Yourself, and we're going to add grandma? No, just yourself. Okay. You can. That's an important person. Now, what's the next thing tell us to do? List what?
List the small moments.
List small moments. So we're just looking at this piece right here. So what I want you to do, I'm going to give you about a minute or two here to think of some really important times in your life. Remember, mine was like playing catch, when my brother and I broke a window, how my mom took care of me when I was sick, and also riding my bike to Grandma's house. So think of 3 different times, or 3 different stories, or moments, or memories you have with that person.
Draw a picture on the bottom.
You gotta write it. You gotta write everything down first, and you can. Okay?
I did
So,
too. I said he helps.
real quick,
me go.
everybody pause for a second.
Box.
Listen. Take 1 minute.
I'm done.
If you're done, just hang tight just for a second, okay?
Can I read you mine?
Take 1 minute, and I want you to write down 3 things. You'll read them to me just a moment, okay? Just be patient. We have plenty of time. No reason to rush. You wrestle?
Yes.
I wrestle too. Hannah plays.
Yes.
We got like the same life. That's cool. Three more seconds here. You guys are doing a great job. Okay, looks like everybody's done. All right, what I want you guys to do is I want you to pick out your favorite moment that's on there. So real quick, go ahead and read all 3 of yours real quick.
Water bowl, my house, my friends.
Okay, so those are history. What about yours, Alexis?
He helps me go faster when I race. He cheers when I swim, and he is a nice person.
Okay, perfect. Ben, what was your 3?
He helps me play baseball. He was a good coach at wrestling. He played with me.
Perfect, those are good times. Emma, go ahead and share with me your 3 things.
Playing video games, going outside, I like playing Pokemon and Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay, very cool. What I want you to do is I want you to take another few seconds and I want you to choose your favorite memory out of all those. So what one can you write the most about? Or what one sticks out to you the most? So take 30 seconds here and choose one of those.
Can you pick 2 because I know my head?
I want you to just choose one for this activity, okay? Now, the great thing about this is, most likely this is going to be in your writer's notebook. So if you do this on the first page, and then your teacher asks you to write for 3 different days, you have 3 different topics you can write about now. So this is something you can use over a long period of time, but when you get really stuck and don't know what to write about, it's very easy. Okay? So, everybody chose your main thing? What I want you to do is I want you to turn to the person beside you. So, Emma and Reed, and Ben and Alexis. I just want you to share with words. We're not writing anything down yet. Share with words about your topic. So kind of tell the story, summarize the story, tell it briefly to each other, okay? So Reed, turn to Emma, Alexis, and Ben. Each of you take just a couple minutes here, talk about it to each other, and tell them about your memory you have. Okay?
Go first.
Go ahead and begin.
My memory was when he signed me up for
Just for a second, okay?
and I started.
So Reed, go ahead and tell her about your friends, okay?
My memory was when I started. He hugged me and he helped me start out when I started out swimming with him. He helped me go fast and he was a nice person.
you think about? Remember, you're going to involve your dad. Do you and your dad hang out with your friends sometimes? Was there a special moment you think of?
Oh yes, yeah. One of my friends invited me to my house.
Okay, is that fine? Very cool. All right. What about you, Miss Emma? Kind of tell him briefly about one of these. Which one do you enjoy the most?
I think playing video games. I think.
Okay. Kind of tell Reed about that a little bit.
I like playing video games. I like playing video games myself.
What do you play?
Calkins, Freddy's, Pokemon is probably Yoshi's New Island.
Okay. Now, so if you were stuck and your teacher wanted you to write about one of these things, do you have enough to write about now that we narrowed it down to one topic? Do you guys feel comfortable about writing about this? Perfect. We're not going to write about it today. What we're actually going to do is hopefully next time you get writer's block, you don't know what to do, you'll be able to have this to help. Okay? All right. Remember, you can use this with any topic. So if it tells you to write about your favorite hobby, you could list your 3 hobbies. Maybe it talks about your favorite holiday or your favorite time of year. You can make a list just like this, and you'd be able to have something to write about, okay? All right, thank you guys so much. You were perfect people today.